I return. Azure has entered the chat. 5 hydrates redeem. Yeah, my dude always chooses violence when frickin' stupidity in the chat is involved. I'll be sipping on this throughout this. Just as you and I do. You must have noticed someone gone missing. I did. In almost every case, I confirmed the subject had been teleported somewhere safe. But yes, there were a few whom I never found. I suppose the poor souls you met in the breach were the missing ones. It is horrible they met such a fate, but we are all trapped in this ocean anyway. That research had to be done. And their safety was never guaranteed. They drink empty. They knew the risks. The Leave Cleaver? No. No Banhammer, Leave Cleaver. That's actually pretty creative. There must be some way to help them. I don't know as though there is. I have no idea how I'd replicate the teleporter malfunction that sent you to the breach. I don't even know what caused it. Could it be that your proximity to the energy source, to Gnosis, may have overloaded the teleporter somehow? Yep. You know, Azure redeemed the 5 hydrates. I gotta drink the whole thing. Maybe. Sounds possible. Would you mind visiting the depths again? If Gnosis was the cause, maybe they'll have some idea how to send you back. It's risky, yes, but you made the round trip once, so I think your chances of doing so a second time are good. I will remain here at the lab so I can attempt to find you with my instruments if anything goes wrong. Okay. I can't thank you enough, my friend. Let me know what happens as soon as you get back. Okay. Oh, what else is going on with you? Leave Cleaver is not my new thing. Leave or get cut mofos. Hell yeah. Ooh, Ketri and Essie gave me a broken device of theirs to see if anyone could fix it. Do you have time to take a look? Ah, is that so? What sort of device is it? It's a crystal that projects images of where they used to live. They seem pretty attached to it. Interesting. There's just one problem. Those two paid me back for my past favors by disrespecting the rules of my lab. They came here and put me, themselves, and the lab in danger. I'm lucky they didn't destroy anything, to be honest. Can you see why I'm reluctant to help them now? I understand. Please consider helping us out anyway. Why should I exactly? It's the only thing the twins have left from their old home. It means a lot to them. Yes, fair enough. I see why the device is so important to them, and that does matter. But I'm not sure that's reason enough to go out of my way for this. Think of it as a favor to me, not the twins. I'll repay the debt even if they don't. I appreciate it, but that's not the issue here. You may be willing to repay a favor, but it's the little twins' lack of respect that's bothering me. Maybe figuring out how to fix it would be useful for your other projects? That's certainly quite possible. It's a rare chance for me to study some unfamiliar technology, after all. I'm still on the fence, though. This would take time and resources away from my most important work. This busted device is an unsolved puzzle. I know you can't resist it. Indeed, you've got me there. I truly hope I never run out of things to pick apart and reassemble. Alright, these are some good points, my friend. I'll lend a hand and we'll see what comes of it. Did you bring the device with you? May I have a look? Okay. That's strange. I must say, I have no idea how this thing works. It'll take me some time to figure out what makes it tick, never mind how they broke or how to fix it. In the meantime, perhaps let the twins know work is underway? Thank you. You're lucky you know me, that's for sure. Give me some space, I've got work to do. Okay, let's go talk to the twins. Yay. God, this is so interesting. Hey, new friend. Did you find anyone to fix our crystal yet? Alethia's having a look at it. Oh, Alethia? Did it have to be her? I don't really know anyone else who could do it. We'll have to hope for the best. Okay. So, did you see how long it's gonna take? She's never seen anything like it. Oh. Could you tell her to hurry, please? We really miss having the... Just pictures of our old home. I don't know why you won't believe us, but that's all it does, okay? I just wanted to make sure. I'll let you know if I learn anything new from Alethea, alright? Okay, thanks. It's not that I don't believe them, I just... making sure. Bruh. Bruh. Okay. Good to see you again. Anything you'd like to talk about? How goes your work? Turns out it stopped working due to a misalignment of its lenses. It might have been hit with something, or maybe natural wear and tear on the parts did it in. Progress came swiftly once I figured that out. Is it almost ready? The repairs are nearly complete. I've made some discoveries that might surprise you. Namely, the crystal is not simply a projector of stored images. It's a one-way communication device. This thing is getting signals from somewhere very, very far away. It's translating those signals into pictures and sounds. It can't send a response, though. I'm not certain it ever could. I had a feeling they were hiding something. Indeed. Although I suppose they technically didn't outright lie. Anyway, it seems to me the twins must be using the crystal to observe their old home in real time. Ketri and Essie are ill-behaved, but they've been haunted by something ever since I met them. I don't know all the details, only that they were exiled from their home for some reason. Now that I've seen this thing, I think I understand their predicament better. Having access to a live feed of what you've left behind, even though you can never return, that could be enough to drive someone mad. I was thinking we could undo the repairs. We could tell them it couldn't be fixed. I don't know, I want to help them, but I don't want to do it by lying. I know, it's not how I normally do things either. I fear there's no other way to protect them. This might be our only opportunity to help them move on. I trusted you last time and it fucked up my relationship from Luthra, so no, we think we should fix it. Talking to the Chins about anything tends to be tricky, but you're the one most likely to get through to them, I think. Let me just put the finishing touches on the repairs then. There, the crystal should now function just as it once did. Good luck speaking with Ketri and Esty. Hope you're able to make some headway. Thanks for everything. Happy to help, my friend. And low-key, I like to get out of the lab because the lab fucking makes my switch lag. Hi, guys. New friend, you're back. We just wanted to say, sorry we were impatient about fixing the crystal before. Yeah, we know it takes a lot of work to try and figure something out something like that. We can never do it ourselves. Thanks, I appreciate that. So, do you know if it's gonna be fixed soon? It's okay if you don't, we were just curious. Actually, it's already done. I got it for you right here. Oh, really? Seriously? Here you go, goes new. New friend, we were worried about never work again. I don't know what we would have done. Thank you so much. I'm a little worried about how much the situation scared you. I'm here if you want to talk, you know? Thanks, new friend. You don't have to be worried, though. We'll be okay. For now, I think we need some time alone. We need to just make sure the crystal's working like it used to and stuff. Okay. The laboratory, exactly. Thanks. We can talk more later. Okay. It says I can still talk to them. So we'll go do that. There's some creatures up here I have not talked to yet. Hello! Oh, whoa, hey friend, didn't see you there. Do you think a place could have the power to hypnotize someone? I don't know, man. Have you seen that huge shadow behind me? I don't know what's casting it, but it scares me right out of my shell. Did we just meet? Have we always known each other? Whoa, when you're connected to the whole world, it's like everything's happening all at once. Yeah, crab's still high. Okay, that's that. Lord Poison. Ooh. Got a portal. Okay. Gots to find Paige. Cube. I'm still trying to process what I've discovered. I asked the creator if this all seems ethical to them. The mortals in the secret place are there because they endangered our society. I could have killed or imprisoned them, but this allows them to remain productive. Many of them are thankful. They consider this work their calling. I ponder this and realize I don't have a response. Ooh. Interesting. Anyway, I'm still fucking looking for the twins. These guys have new things to say? Still not you, but would I still not approach me if the reverse was true. Okay, fine. Was I not loud the first time? Okay then, get lost. Wait, they're not new. They just look stupid. That's fine. Okay, I've talked to all the fish, but where the fuck are the twins? Screw it, we'll go talk to Eel. Hello, Eel. Hey, how goes it? Looking to chat? What do you think about how things turned out with the twins' crystal? You're asking me. Well, you and Alethea decided to fix the crystal and give it back to the twins, right? I'm on board with that. You might remember I'm not a fan of limiting what folks can do. The twins showed up here with the crystal. It's theirs. Let them do what they want with it. For me, it was more about not lying to them. I get that. I don't like to lie either, since I don't like being lied to. But in this case, it's more that I believe in giving everyone as much freedom as possible, you know? I don't want people to just do what I do. I want to be shocked and amazed by what they decide to do. They're kids, though. I want them to have freedom, but I also want them to have good advice to act on. I see your point. It's a tricky balance, though, right? You don't want to live someone else's life for them, after all. Have you changed your mind? Alright, you know what? It's late enough in the game that now it probably doesn't matter if I tell you. Listen up, because I'm only going to talk about this once, okay? So, as you know, I used to be a god back in the day. I was part of this whole rigmarole, buddy. I could create new worlds just like the other gods. Back then, none of us kept any memories when things started over. The arrangement for me to do that hadn't been made yet. But now I can remember things even from way back then. So, I remember what it was like to create new worlds. Having all that power, it was irresistible for me. So much so that, I really hated not being the creator. At some point, I came up with a plan. A way to make sure no one could be the creator except me. And it worked. The other gods fell for it and put a stop to all these endless iterations of worlds. And gave myself to rule one new world forever. I'd be forever feared, forever worshipped, forever envied. How's that sound to you, buddy? I can see why you wanted things to be that way. Yeah, it's not too hard to understand, right? Even if we're not aware of it during this phase, we gods have ways we think the world should be. Almost everyone does, gods or not. Having to see the world operate in a way that's not how you want it to be, that can be infuriating. But if I'm honest, I did what I did mostly out of sheer greed. And the other gods knew it. Eventually, they decided the only way to stop me was to start a war against me. I kept them at bay for a long time, buddy. The amount of power a creator gets is beyond what you can imagine, unless you've experienced it. It was a battle to end all battles, went on for years. You normally don't like to interfere during that phase, but even you fought me. And you all won in the end. You defeated me, put an end to my rule and my world. So he has his own crime syndicate, I guess. The Illuminati? Most of the gods said I needed to be locked away forever for what I did, or worse. But you disagreed. You proposed an arrangement. In exchange for my life, I would agree to make sure what I had done would never occur again. By remembering what happens when no one else does. I'd never be able to create another world. I'd rule over nothing. I wouldn't be a god anymore. Instead, I would guide you as you give advice to the others, and protect the very process of endless death and rebirth that I tried to destroy. Forever. I figured that arrangement was better than internal imprisonment. Or not existing. So I accepted it, and the rest is history. That is a lot to take in. That's putting it lightly, buddy. But there's still one more kicker. In order to make sure I didn't try to corrupt any of the gods in their unknowing, unremembering states, the other part of the deal was that none of them would be able to see or hear or otherwise sense me anymore. Only you would perceive me. So that I could guide you and discuss your decisions with you. That's why I watch what goes on around here, and wait for you to come by. That's all I've got left. When in doubt, pun it out, especially with a non-god of an eel. Oh my god. Do you regret it? Not really, buddy. It's been so long now, I don't have any strong feelings about it anymore. But I mean, you gave me another chance. I don't like our arrangement a whole lot. It's probably more than I deserve. I'm glad I gave you a second chance. I think you've made good use of it. You're making me blush here, buddy. Come on. Well, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what I'd do if you gave me the power to be the creator again. I'm not sure I've ever really changed. I'd probably try the same thing, even knowing what it would fail. Maybe not, though. Fortunately for all of us, we won't have to find out. Alright, okay, that's enough. Said I'd tell you. No, there's nothing more to say. Let's talk about something else. That was fucking intense. That was a whole thing. Excuse me. That was a whole fucking thing. Holy shit. Oh, hi guys. Oh, hey there, did you need something? Can you tell me more about the crystal? Sure, what about it? I'd like you to tell me what the crystal really does. Alethea told me it's some kind of communicator, so I know it's not just showing you old pictures. Ketri, should we? Yeah, it's fine. New friend, the crystal? Shows us stuff that's happening in our old home right now. We use it a lot because it's the only way we can see anyone or anything from back there. We really need it. That's how come we wanted it back so bad. Sorry we didn't tell you before. I understand. I'm just glad you let me know the truth. So was there anything else, or... I wanted to know if you felt the crystal truly makes you happy. Yeah, it really does, new friend. It's way better than never seeing anything from our home again, you know? If we didn't have the crystal, I think we'd be a lot sadder. I mean, it'd be even better if our parents would just... Never mind. Does it have to do with why you left? Well, there's kind of a lot to explain about that. Yeah, and if we tell you how we got here, you have to promise not to tell anyone else. Do you promise? Scout's honor! Alright, thanks, new friend. So, the ocean, it's not our real home. We used to live in the palace far, far away from here. You already knew that, though. What you didn't know is that we lived in the palace because our parents were king and queen. Made big decisions that changed how everyone lived. Also, our mom and dad had powers. Just like us, runs in the family, you know? They used their powers to do really cool things. They gave everyone jobs and places to live. But if anyone broke our parents' rules, they'd get punished. And if they did something bad enough, our parents would open a portal and banish them to an awful place. Forever. How'd you feel about that? Well, we think when people do certain things, they deserve to get banished like that. Not everyone deserves it, though. Anyway, our mom and dad worked really hard to teach us how to use our powers. Yep, you saw some of the things we can do. Like the barrier. But they taught us lots of other powers, too. Like how to move stuff with our minds and... Oh, great, more secrets. They're second-level relatives to Fiona. Oh, God. How to banish people. Did they expect you to use those powers on anyone else? Yeah. Yeah, they did. Our mom and dad used to say we had to use our powers to keep the peace. Like, it was our duty to make sure everyone followed the rules and to keep big wars from happening. Mom and Dad said the people outside the palace were dangerous. And, well, that was true sometimes. Our parents banished people for killing each other or hurting workers at the palace. Mom and Dad said if anyone needed to be punished, we had to do it no matter what. We'd be putting everyone in danger if we didn't. So eventually, they started making us banish people too. And usually we were okay with that. One time it was different. What happened? A bunch of people decided to protest. In the streets outside the palace. They were really loud and saying they didn't want our parents to make decisions for them anymore. But no one was hurting anyone else or making threats or anything. Our parents, though, they rounded up all the people who were protesting. They brought them to the palace and called for Ketri and me. They said we had to banish them. All of them. Even though they didn't hurt anyone. We couldn't do it. It wasn't fair. All the people wanted was something different. When we refused, Mom and Dad said they still had to be punished. So, our parents made us watch as they opened the biggest portal we'd ever seen, and banished all of them anyway. They really hated us for that. They said we were failures and that all the time they spent raising us was a waste, teaching us to use our powers only for us to turn out too weak to do what had to be done. So they banished us next. We were so scared because we had no idea where we'd end up. But before they banished us, they gave us the crystal. And said they might let us come back someday, if they felt like we deserved it. So that's how we got here. And that's why we have the crystal. We need it so we'll know if our parents want us back. I'm kind of pissed at their parents, actually. You don't really want to go back to parents like that, do you? But they're still our mom and dad, though. Yeah. We just keep wondering what we could have done to make it not happen. It was your parents' choice to do what they did, not yours. None of this was your fault. Yeah, I guess that might be true. It's been so long that it almost feels like a dream. Like the worst nightmare ever. But it really did happen. The crystal reminds us of that, too. Ooh, choices. So I don't think you should keep the crystal. Maybe it's helpful in certain ways, but it's also causing you a lot of pain. Or you should hold on to it. It'll help you remember what happened and remind you not to repeat your parents' mistakes. I mean... yeah, because they could end up, like, getting, like, big heads over it. Like they kind of did with, like, the fish thing with Amar. So I feel like, yeah, they should not repeat it. I don't know. I'm gonna say hold on to it so you can remember. You know, we never looked at it that way before, but I think you're right, new friend. Yeah, we have the same powers as Mom and Dad. But we're not them. We won't do the same bad things as them. Oh. 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 You can use those powers to protect yourselves instead and make sure you're never at someone else's mercy again. Or, if your parents ever let you go back home, you can use those powers to bring them to justice. Ooh. Eat the rich. Huh. That's a really good idea. Thanks for listening to us, new friend. This helped a lot. Yeah, we've got something to look forward to now. Someday, we're gonna be a lot stronger. And once that happens, no one will dare stand against us. Just let me know if you want to talk about anything else, okay? We will. Wait. Ooh. This is a little fucked. I like it. Okay, I guess we could go say hi to Amar. Oh, that got good. Oh, I like this a lot. Ooh. This is so cool. Oh my god. Oh my god. Where the fuck? Amar, what the fuck? Ooh. Portal. Word to page. Word to page. There it is. Hello. Is this world a prison then? Has the creator turned a planet of intelligent beings into their personal tools and subjects? Many of the mortals still support the creator. Some of them do so even though they will never come back from the secret place. It's not my place to judge, but there are many things about this world that don't sit well with me. Got something to say? Everyone follows the rule now, it's the best. Let me talk to the dolphin. Hello again. Life's been going great, thanks so much for asking. Seems like everyone in the force is living by my daily delight philosophy now. I don't think I could ever be happier about that. Yeah, okay. Hi, Amar. And that's when he told me he couldn't go. Said he pulled a muscle. Yeah. Hey, sorry friend, you only got to hear the punchline. Plenty more where that came from. Wanna head over to the Grove? Hey friend. Been having some thoughts about life lately. Wanted to run by you if that's alright. What's going on? Let's see, I guess it all kind of boils down to happiness. Thought I had it all figured out, to be honest. I mean, maybe I do, but now I'm starting to question it. Lots happened since you first came to visit. And now I feel a little less sure about things than before. Explain. I want to try to help folks where I can, you know? Sometimes I wonder if it's worth it. The twins can do some freaky stuff with their powers, so I thought it made sense to try to help them get some practice. They just ended up doing even weirder, scarier things than ever. It's not on you to fix everything for the twins. It's kind of how I always felt, I guess. Makes me feel a little better to hear you say so, too. I've also been thinking about what happened with Letra. I went off to its cave and told it not to eat everything in the world. Things went pretty well when Letra came out here later, but is there anything more I could have done for it? You did all you could. You think so? That's a relief. I'll try and give myself a break about it. Then there's Alethea, though. I know we haven't talked about her a lot. The truth is, she did me some favors in the past and I owe her for it. I thought about going back there to make it up to her, but is there even any point? It's been so long and I'm not going to be any help to her anyway. I'll just get in the way. I'm gonna say go help her out. Could be right, friend. Maybe I'm not as much of a burden to her as I feel like I am. Sounds like what you're saying is, it's okay for me to focus on me, yeah? That's where I'm finding my happiness. I don't have to get all stressed trying to make other folks' problems my own. Am I on the right track? It's important to take care of yourself, but it's also good to be there for others if you're able. Okay. I'll have to give that some more thought. It's a lot to process. Thanks for talking through this with me, friend. I appreciate it a whole lot. Guess I don't ever open up like this very often. Might not look like on the outside, but sometimes I get worried that I'm not doing enough. Not for me, or my friends, or anyone. But I'm gonna do my best to remember this talk we had. It really did help. Don't be afraid to let someone know when you need to talk. You've got lots of friends in the forest who'd be happy to hear you out. Will do, friend. Will do. That was kind of sweet. Anyway, let's go to hell. Oh, God. That's terrifying. Already there, I mean mood. Welcome back. What would you like to discuss?
I went to a weird place.
Yes. You speak of the breach, a shadowy space between our world and the void beyond. You have seen it for yourself, and now you know the consequences of Alethea's research. What are your thoughts? Why do you wish to return to that place? I mean, realistically, I kind of just want to learn about it. So your curiosity draws you. I, too, am always searching for answers. And Alethea seeks the truth as well. That is why she makes such sacrifices. Do you believe she is justified in doing so? Can't make progress without risks. I am inclined to agree, but it is a difficult balance to maintain. Endanger those who trust you with their lives, and you will lose that trust very quickly. But let us return to the topic at hand. Whatever your reasons may be, you wish to free the creatures trapped in the breach. I cannot force your teleporter to send you there again. I know nothing more about why that happened than you or Alethea. That said, I am capable of creating portals that link two places, as long as I can see the starting point and the destination. And both mid-seas and the breach lie within my range of sight. I could create a portal that allows the trapped creatures to escape the breach, but it will require a great deal of energy. Perhaps, in your travels, you have found your way to the Library of Antiquity. A large book rests there, whose pages have been lost and scattered. These pages contain records of the old world, and they are sources of great power. But because my body is confined here to the depths, I cannot retrieve them myself. Bring 4 of the pages to me, and I will have the energy I need to create a portal to the breach. Talk it over with Alethea. See if she agrees to these terms. If you are both in agreement, we will proceed. Okay. Good. I await your decision. Okay, so I guess that's what we can use the pages for. Because there's a whole thing about you can use 10 of them to make a crown, so this person becomes the creator. I'd rather use them to advance the plot. Hi there. Good to see you again. Anything you'd like to talk about?
I went to the depths.
Ha, that's a relief. Thank you again for giving it a go. Are you able to access the breach? No, and Gnosis doesn't know. Alright, that's discouraging. Anything else? Gnosis offered to help us free the creatures trapped in the breach. What? Excuse me, that's just very unexpected. Do you know how they plan to help? Gnosis can create portals that link two places. They're offering to open one in the breach so the creatures can escape. Remarkable. Is there any sort of catch? Are they asking us for anything in return? Gnosis can draw power from the pages of a book in the Library of Antiquity. They need 4 of these pages in order to open the portal. Library of Antiquity? I've never heard of such a place. There's gateways leading to the library scattered across the ocean. You've never seen them. I haven't. This is surprising. I thought I documented almost everything in the ocean, but apparently not. I know how to get there, so don't worry. I've got this part covered. Alright, if you say so. Normally this is something I would think long and hard about, but I spent so much time and effort trying to determine whether the breach exists. It was all fruitless. I can't imagine how I'd ever get there deliberately. I think our best bet is to work with Gnosis to free the missing ones.
I agree.
Happy to hear it. All that's left is to tell Gnosis we're ready to collaborate, yes? I'll be back. Sounds good, my friend.
Ooh, it's getting good. It get good.
Oh god. That's still fucking terrifying. Welcome back. What would you like to discuss?
We're gonna do the thing.
Indeed, I am glad to assist you. I must ask Alethea some questions about the breach before I begin. Give me the pages now, and I will contact her shortly.
Okay.
You have my gratitude, and soon the creatures lost in the breach will be free. In the meantime, feel free to return or speak with me whenever you like. I will always be here.
Okay.
God, this shit's fascinating. This is so cool.
I didn't think I was gonna like it.
Good to see you again. Anything you'd like to talk about? How'd things go? Perfectly. Not long after you left, I was contacted by Gnosis. What a fascinating being. I could hear their thoughts and even saw visions within my mind's eye. I saw what Gnosis looks like, how absolutely massive they are. Even after all you've told me, I was not prepared for that. Anyway, I answered a few questions Gnosis had about the breach. Then they said they'd get to work right away. Moments later, my instruments were getting all sorts of strange energy readings. Sure enough, a massive portal had opened out just outside the lab. Looking through the portal, I saw what could only be the alien landscape of the breach. Before I knew it, the missing ones began emerging. I went out to greet them and urge the rest to come through safely. Once they were all accounted for, the portal closed, and that was it. My friend, the story has a happy ending thanks to you. And Gnosis, of course. I can't even begin to express how grateful I am. This is lifted and burdened for me I thought I'd always bear alone. I'm glad I could help. More than you know. Shall we talk about something else? That's it. We'll talk later then. Farewell. Okay, we'll talk to Cthulhu and then we'll go talk to the eel. So I feel like talking to the eel is gonna end the game. God, I hate that. Ah, you've returned. You may recall I've spent eons trying to recover my lost memories. It is an exhausting effort that has taxed me to my limits. There is still so much locked within me that I cannot access it without more power. When I extracted the energy of the pages from the library to create the portal, I realized I could use that same power to reassemble my memories. If you empower me by bringing me more pages, I will make it worth your while. I know you too have memories you've lost. Surely you must wonder why you are here and who you really are. Therefore, in exchange for the pages, I will tell you what I learned about your past. Does this offer appeal to you? How many? It seems you have 3 pages now. I will need 2 of them to begin reconstructing my memories. I will share with you any information that may be relevant to your identity. Do we have a deal? Yee. Very good. It is done. Now, allow me to share what I have found. As you may have gathered, everything we are doing now is part of a great cycle. We have done all these things before, and we will do them again. But it has not always been this way. There was a time when we gods retained access to our memories. Each of us had our own domains of power, knowledge, revelry, ingenuity. There was only one world forged by the original creator at the dawn of time. Eons then went by, and eventually the original creator grew tired of observing their world. They wanted to find out what the rest of us would do with the power of creation. So they brought the cycle into being. The world would be reborn again and again, and each time, one of the gods would have an opportunity to shape it as they saw fit. Which brings us to your role in all this. You were the one chosen to speak with the gods in this in-between realm we call the ocean. Your actions would indirectly determine the creator of the lost in the world. Within the ocean, none of us would be aware of our divinity or have access to our memories, thus keeping the process as pure and unbiased as possible. That is all I can recall for now. What happened to the OG? I believe they still exist in some form or another, yes, but I am unsure of the details. We may learn more of that if we are persistent. What would you do? I've had a great deal of time to think on this, here in the depths. More than anything else, I would want my world to guarantee the safety of all mortals. Of course, there will always be those who disobey and attempt to threaten the peace. These mortals I would separate from the rest, to prevent them from contaminating my society. Perhaps a use could even be found for them. Okay. Of course. You know where to find me if you wish to learn more. I need at least 3 pages. Okay, I'm good. I'm zoned out to where I feel I was in an out of body. Nice. Nice. Sounds like you're vibing then. God, this shit's fascinating. Oh? Oh, Alethea? Where do you be? Bruh. Okay. There it is. I'm like, where's the door? About to knock off, but I was able to hear you, so I just let it happen. Fair enough. Oh, hey again. The one who came to see us after we went through the portal. She said I needed to stay here a while, so she can check on me and make sure I'm okay. Works for me, I guess. Mostly it's just good to be out of that place. For good. Seriously, where the fuck are you, Alethea? You're over there. Hello. Hello again. So very good to be in this much less confusing and lonely place. Perhaps you can tell me, do I seem to be on the top side of this rock? Or the bottom? Pretty sure it's the top. That's just what I thought. Seems like I'm getting my sense of direction back. Oh, you poor thing. Talk to the fish. I can't believe we're really back. All of us, we all got out of there. I bet you helped us somehow, didn't you? You found us stuck there, and after you left, you found a way to make sure we could get home. It wasn't just me who helped you escape, other helped too. I knew it. Thank you, thank you. Whoever helped you, thank them too. If it wasn't for all of you, we'd still be stuck in that awful place. You're heroes in my book. Aw. So is she still inside the thing? Yeah, she is. Okay, I need to figure out how to get there. God, this is fucking... Let me in! Let me in! So can I, like, keep going up? I can, okay. There you are. Whoa. I'm glad you've returned. I wanted to get your thoughts on some concerns I've had recently. Might you have a moment? Okay. It's all to do with my research and the goals of it. The aura of my studies have always been focused on finding the truth about the ocean. I know this place has a purpose. All my research to date suggests so. The answers remain frustratingly out of reach. Partly, this is a matter of efficiency. You've been a great help, but in the case of Amar and the twins, they either refuse to come here or they misbehave instead of aiding me. I imagine I can get them a lot more done with good assistance, but they seem to be in short supply. Do you think there's still hope for the twins? Believe me, I tried. I suppose if I'm honest, I could have been a bit more patient. The bigger issue is that the twins were abusing my equipment. It would still take work to address that. Putting that aside, you might recall that I had a number of enhancements prepared for the lab. This was, of course, before we learned that Gnosis was the source of the energy I sought for those upgrades. It's been difficult to avoid feeling discouraged since then. At this point, I have no idea how, or even if, I'll be able to upgrade the lab as planned. I believe in your abilities even if the upgrades never happen. Really? That's quite motivating, my friend. Thank you. Maybe you're right. Maybe I don't need the upgrades. Or perhaps I can at least make some headway even if they aren't a reality yet. Speaking frankly, even if I had completed the lab overhaul by now as I'd originally hoped, there would still be a problem. Gnawing away at me, a tiny bit at a time, is the thought, no, the fear, that no matter how hard I work, and no matter what tools are at my disposal, I will never know the truth. This endless dream or illusion, whatever it is, it will truly never end, and I will never know what it's for. What do I do about that, my friend? Do you think there's anything I can do? Okay, so there's like being empathetic and be like, you know, maybe you'll never find out, but keep trying and you'll find answers. Or there's immerse yourself in your work. I'm not going with the immerse yourself in your work thing. Yes, I think I'm beginning to see what you mean. There are those here who are willing to help me, who believe me and my skills. Whether or not I find the answers I'm seeking, I'm not alone in all this, and that means a lot. Thank you so much for hearing me out, my friend. I appreciate it a great deal. Of course. We'll talk later then. Farewell. Alright. Bro, it's almost midnight. Fuck me. Hey, buddy, check out that glow, huh? That is what we call the gift of creation. Looks like the new world's all set to go. Just let me know when you're ready. Ooh, okay, we're at like the end of the game. Let's go. How goes it? Looking to chat for a bit? Ooh, okay, let's see what you have to say about Gnosis. Yeah, that's what Gnosis likes to do. Important knowledge is rarely free, you know. Don't you know who I am? Could you tell me? Okay, buddy, I see what this is all about. I'll give you two simple answers. Yes, I know who you are. And no, I will not be the one to tell you. Why not? Because you told me not to ages and ages ago. I've forgotten half of what I ever knew back then, but that I've always remembered. And I've always honored it. Why would I have said that? I don't know. It was never totally clear to me. I think maybe you felt like it spoiled the whole arrangement somehow. Anyway, Gnosis has made no such arrangement with you. So if you really want to know, take it up with them. Can I trust him? I can't make that choice for you, buddy. I'll tell you this much, though. What Gnosis tells you will all be the truth. They don't peddle lies. Their information is all legit. And remember what you're giving them in return. You know the pages make Gnosis more powerful. Might have an impact on how things turn out for the new world, yeah? Anyway, that's all I got, buddy. The rest's up to you. Okay, I do not want Gnosis to become God. Like, just no. Which god do you think is going to create the new world? Let me think about that. If I were to guess, put my money on Lutra or Ketri and Esti. Okay, same thing as before. How do we start the new world? Let's fucking do this. All you gotta do is pick up the gift. It'll be the end of your time here once we kick things off, so make sure you tie up all your loose ends first. I think I've tied up all the loose ends that I want. Gift of creation received. Well, guess this is it then. I'm always excited to see what happens with the new world. But it also means we won't see each other for a while. Thanks for stopping by so much this time, buddy. It was good reflecting on things with you. But for now, it's time for us to part ways. Alright, till next time. Don't be a stranger, buddy. I'll be waiting here for you whenever you decide to give this another go. You won't remember me, but I'll get you caught back up. Oh, are we the one that destroys the world? Alright, that's enough talking, I guess. Let's get the show on the road. Yeah, I think we're probably a destruction god. Okay. For a time, I continued to feel myself rising toward the heavens. Eventually, I came to a stop, and the blinding light around me slowly faded away. Somehow, I was suspended among the stars. In that silent void, I began to recall the full extent of my role in the cycle. In the ocean, it was my task to advise the gods and help determine the next creator. But once the new world was born, I would become the historian, eternal observer and record keeper of every mortal age. I realized then that the book in the Library of Antiquity was written by me to preserve the history of a past era. Oh, okay. I was expecting us to either be like the original god or like a destruction god. That was like, okay, you're done, yeet. Soon I would be starting a new book and filling its pages with all the events to come. I could sense that the gift of creation was ready to move forward. But was I? I wish I could speak with him one last time. And to my surprise, a portal opened up for me. I smiled as Amar's familiar face appeared on the other side of the gateway. Whoa, what's going on, friend? I'm not sure how you're doing this, but it's good to see you. Something strange is going on. Is this the end of the world? I told Amar they were basically correct. But a new world would be taking this one's place, and soon someone would be chosen to create it. Huh, well I sure hope it isn't me. Creating a whole world sounds like tons of work, and you know how I feel about that. Anyway, are we gonna get to hang out sometime in this new world? I said I certainly hope so. We can't all have a Beerus, oh my god. Yeah, me too, friend. Suddenly, the view within the portal shifted and Alethea appeared, adjusting her goggles and looking thoughtful for a moment. Oh, well, hello. You can open portals too. Were you able to do this all along? I explained I wasn't sure where the portal had come from either. Perhaps I'd created it unconsciously, or maybe it was under the control of someone or something else. I see, but more importantly, what is happening to the ocean right now? All the creatures are vanishing, and there's an odd, bright light coming from the sky. I told Alethea about the new world, and the process we'd all been involved in to choose a creator. So, I worked all of my life to find a way out of the ocean, and it turns out this is how it has always fated at the end? I won't ask if this is something you always knew. I fear I wouldn't like the answer. But no matter, this new world will have its own laws of nature and reality, and I will catalog them here, just as thoroughly as I've done here. See you on the other side. Next, a new image began to appear, and for a moment I didn't understand what I was seeing. It dawned on me that I was looking at Letra, who had become a huge and majestic moth-like creature. Mathura! I asked how it felt to have undergone such a drastic change. This one feels new. Memories of this one, not clear. Hunger thoughts, very strong. Thoughts of others like this one, also strong. This one has much to do. Before I could respond, Letra took flight and was gone, leaving me to ponder what its plans might be. There didn't seem to be any sign of Gnosis at all. I reached out to them with my thoughts, but there was no response. At that point, only Ketri and Esti remained. And somehow, I knew this meant they'd been chosen as creators. Sure enough, their view shifted once more and Ketri and Esti materialized. They looked a bit forlorn, so I asked how they were feeling. We're okay, we've just been thinking about the past again. I nodded in understanding, then told them about the new world, and that they were the ones who'd be creating it. I placed the gift of creation in front of me, and it passed through the portal to reach the twins. The twins looked worried by this news. Us? Really? But we've never done anything like this before. How does it even work? I told them not to worry, and that I'd do my best to prepare them for the journey ahead. Then I asked if Ketri and Esti had any thoughts of what kind of world they'd be making. Well, we don't know yet. We're gonna have to think about it for a while. Then they fell silent. This concerned me, but I wasn't sure what to say or do. I explained I'd be there to write the events of history. They could always talk to me about how things were going if they wished. They nodded solemnly in response, and I wished them well. All right, well, thanks, new friend. We'll see you around. My head was swimming with possibilities for how the new world might turn out. But of course, the decisions were all up to Ketri and Esti now, not me. So I gathered my things and prepared to record what happened. Ketri and Esti placed their hands on the gift of creation, and immediately they knew something had gone. Oh, fuck. The rage and grief that had clung to them since they left their parents were building, hammering against their minds as if seeking to escape. Suddenly, the new world sprang forth from nothingness. And it was a great and terrible storm, seeming to stretch infinitely in every direction. Though the storm was the very manifestation of all their anger and hurt, it hadn't left them. Ketri and Esti still felt the same amount of pain as before. Perhaps it was even greater. What happened, Ketri? What did we do? Ketri shivered as she swept her gaze across the dark sky, billowing with clouds the size of mountain ranges. Lightning arced back and forth repeatedly. Thunder rumbled all around them. I don't know. I don't think this was supposed to happen. Soon Ketri and Esti found there were mortals living in this world as well. They kept meager settlements on floating islands. But it was difficult to maintain a society when the storm so frequently destroyed what they had built. At first, the twins tried to help the mortals survive, but over time they lost their will. The storm always took everything away in the end. In theory, the gift of creation should have allowed Ketri and Esti to shape the world however they wished. But they were not emotionally ready to wield its power, so it didn't respond to them. This place is a real downer. Can't there just be a spot to get away from it all? Amar sought out a small island and turned it into a shelter from the storm. This lush refuge was dedicated to non-stop parties and revelry, open to anyone who wished to partake. But visitors were rare. Most mortals had no way of knowing about Amar's island, much less reaching it safely. In the far reaches of space, Letra had given birth to thousands of offspring. Driven by their limitless hunger, the moth-like creatures stripped many planets bare of vegetation. They understood they would not be opposed by the twins or the modals, so they were pleased. These ones hunger always. Freedom to devour is appreciated. Alethea was frustrated by the difficulty of conducting research in this destructive world. It's impossible to make any progress here. That goes for myself and the mortals. Something needs to be done or it will remain this way forever. They told Ketri and Esti to hand over the gift of creation so they could try and repair the world, but the twins refused. A conflict ensued with the goal of taking the gift of creation from Ketri and Esti. Alethea armed herself with mighty weapons that used nuclear energy to fire deadly beams. Ketri and Esti fought back vigorously. Their powers were greatly magnified because of their possession of the gift. At their command, the heavens opened up and torrential rains poured out. Lightning flickered from cloud to cloud constantly, and the twins brought crackling bolts of electricity down from above. The winds were also at their beck and call, they conjuring shrieking gales and whirling cyclones. The climate of their world and their fierce emotions had become one and the same. In the end, the rebellion's resistance was not enough, and the twins triumphed, putting an end to the hostilities. You shouldn't have tried to take a world away, Alethea. We won't give it up, not for anyone. And we have to make sure you don't try to do it again. Ketri and Esti banished Alethea, nullifying her godhood and cutting off all contact with her. As for Gnosis, although they wished to seize the gift of creation and shape reality to their liking, all their data indicated such an uprising would not succeed. So Gnosis remained hidden in the depths, biding their time and waiting for the perfect opportunity. Despite their inability to make use of it, Ketri and Esti never relinquished the gift of creation. In part, this was because the twins felt the gift was the one thing they'd ever truly earned. They couldn't bear to sacrifice it, just as they'd been forced to sacrifice everything else in their lives. But they also felt that if the world they created with the gift had to be this way, it made sense that they should have to live in it, suffering alongside all the mortals who shared it with them. Has anyone seen the TV show You? I have not. Please elaborate. And so the mortals will live, always fearing when the next lightning bolt will strike, until the cycle begins anew. Well, I fucked up. I fucked up. Season 3 comes out soon. Nice. Okay, cool. Well, I fucked up. So what happened was, the twins became the gods of creation and fucked up all the shit. Because they were emotionally damaged. This was way cooler than it had any right to be, though. This is why you go to therapy? Yeah. Yeah. This is why you go to therapy. I feel bad. I feel like I fucked up. Anyway. Epilogue Storm can now be rewatched from the It's hard to survive.
Mommy made me do the little light dance. Do the dance I want berries and cream.
Can't you feel my heart beat fast?
I'm a little lad, loves berries and cream. Okay, so it's like almost midnight. So I think that's about time to wrap up stream. But, that was way cool. That was way cool. So, what I'm gonna do... They didn't turn evil like I thought. I mean, they kind of did. They did kind of turn evil, though. Because they banished the Alethea, the scientist, because she tried to fight back. So that was neat. But I fucked it up. I wonder what the other gods would have done, but I don't think I'm going to be doing a replay of this anytime soon. So if any of you guys play this, like, let me know what ending you get. I got this free on Lurkit. Weirdly enough. So, anyway.